coal barrage. I actually read coal cabbage. That would have been hilarious. Everything I say is based on my own opinions and experience. I'm not speaking for the public, and my feedback should be treated as such. You are watching Nico Evaluates. With 25 years of experience on Mega Man games, 7 years of doing the No Miss Buster Only challenge, and countless Snupster Races, as well as being the QA tester for Mega Man Unlimited, I'm here to tell you my honest opinion on different Mega Man games, so sit tight and learn. Hello people and welcome back to Nico Evaluates Mega Man Super Fighting Robot. And I found a memory leak, cause I sometimes leave the games open when I'm not playing so I can just hop on back and record the next day. So I left the game open for one day and one night, and I found out it crashed during the night, so that's most likely a memory leak. That's fine, I just booted the game back up, since it has saves, unlike Mega Man Cross Street Fighter, or however the hell you wanna say that. Street Fighter Cross Mega Man doesn't really make a difference. So let's jump back into the game. Might as well go to Zap Man, I really don't have an order for this, I'm just going by gut. Again, the sprite could use some more work. It's kind of missing details, looks a bit too bland, like Soak Man. The other ones look so good that I'm expecting better sprite work at this point. Again, nice that the edge does not include an invisible wall. So we have a familiar enemy here, which appears again, and they are placed well. Now, I'm not a huge fan of long stretches like this where there's huge openings. It kind of makes the game look more simple than it needs to be. But I'm loving the background here, it's pretty nice. And even the window there is phenomenal. Now, this is another enemy here that you just learn by looking at it. I don't see anything wrong with it. I like the animation of it, like everything looks nice. So I like how the cannon is placed in such a way where when you kill the cannon, you'll ding your shots against this wall, and that's a learning experience for you. Now you know that you'll actually ding your shots, which is more fantastic than you would actually guess. So that enemy is placed like that in purpose, and I like that. Again, I also like this here that the whole platform flashes and it indicates that it's electrocuted when that little Tesla coil there, or whatever the hell it is, zaps that thing. Well, I got to use the word zap. And this guy here follows your position, and it gives you enough time to dodge it, because it's not too fast, it's perfectly balanced. I was hoping you could actually destroy that thing, but your shots just go through, so it's part of the scenery which is not that apparent. I would have loved to see you being able to destroy that. So I like how the game animates everything. Like I've been saying, on this series, animation is very important, and even stage. Like look at the ground here. Like even the background has animation, and so does the ground. Even if it's little things like this, it really brings the stage to life, and that's very important for a Mega Man game. So you can only hit this guy in the head. I would have probably made the body grey and his head red, so that would indicate where to actually hit him. Because that is not apparent until you try. But that's just nitpicking again. The developer certainly likes these things. Alright, not sure if I was supposed to go down here or... Let's check if there's something here, because you could actually backtrack. Let's check if there's something down here. Nope. I kinda thought there was something there. Like, why can you backtrack to the previous screen if there's nothing there? I'm not sure if you can backtrack on other stages. I don't think I have tried on each one of them. Certainly, we'll surely check that out. So I'm not sure why you can backtrack there. It has no purpose. So maybe we'll figure out here why we can backtrack. So Very nice job again teaching the player. You can't die when you're trying this the first time. It's teaching you how to play with the mechanic there. So I'd assume that very soon here we're gonna have the magnets again, but without that safety net. So that is well designed. Like this enemy here in the sky. Yeah, here we go. Now we know how this works. So you better jump at them when they are blue. And I like that even the little lines at the top, they go down and up accordingly. So that's very nice touch to let you know what's going on. Isn't that the same sound that the plug ball makes in Mega Man 9? I think so. Yeah, it's the same sound. Again, gotta be careful here. Let's see if a weapon gets rid of this guy. Coal barrage. I actually read coal cabbage. That would have been hilarious. There we go. Found a weapon that gets rid of the spines. So the coal barrage. At least it's not like the other weapons. Kinda cool. Gets rid of enemies in difficult spots for sure. Oh shit. So here when it's mandatory that you learned how these work. If you didn't, you're in heap trouble. Very good stage design so far in this stage. Can we use the leaf boomerang? No, so we have to go from the top to access that ladder. So I find myself using the axe weapon the most, because it's just the most useful one. This reminds me of the Angry Video Game Nerd game. At first I thought these things disappear from under you, that's why I was in a hurry. But apparently they don't disappear, it just looks like that. Now, who's the idiot? Yeah, these are basically like death blocks. But now we have to repeat the section, which is a bit of a punishment. I would have loved to be able to backtrack. Actually, could have... no, I could have just slid back. Now, why didn't I slide back? Why did I allow myself to drop back down here? So that again is my own fault. My bad. See, if I was like, look at my controller on this menu. Like, what the hell? It's completely broken. It's so hard to navigate. I don't understand what's going on. Just getting to the E-tank is like an eye exam. Man, this is a tough spot for sure. You just want to get rid of these as soon as you can, or just skip them. There we go, like this is a good design. You can clearly see that something's going on with those posts at the top. So there's a clear graphic. I knew exactly that tillies were gonna come down, even though this is my first time seeing this part. And that's good design. Not like in the other stage we witnessed, where it was barely noticeable. Like, don't do that. That's a bit harsh for the player. Oh. I like how this, like, tricks my brain. Because when they're below you, it's kind of a different thing. They're like... or at least I'm kind of messed up here. I'm not sure what it is. But regardless, a fun design. There's a bit too much going on again, so many enemies at the same time. But it is doable. Shit! Oh my god. Oh! You didn't. Man, that's so, that is teasing. I'll get that energy, I'll show you. There we go. So now we have to time this as well. When it's blue. There we go. Not too bad. Maybe they overdid those dead blocks a bit too much. Like that's almost like most of the stage. Like it's a fun gimmick, I agree, but maybe they overdid it a bit. There could have been room for more creative things in this stage as well. The enemy variety in this stage is a bit scarce, but it works out in the end. Oh, now this I can't read at all. Oh, my brain doesn't work like that. That was a bit ridiculous for me. But I'm not your smartest guy ever, so what do I know? Good designs overall. Like this stage has too many of these dead blocks. I just think it's almost all that this stage is based on these blocks. You can be proud of a design, but just don't shove it on my face like this. Try to trick me right before the gate, I assume. Even more blocks? Are you serious? This stage just like this level just goes on and on and on, and there's so many blocks. So many fucking blocks in this stage. And that section was, I think, a bit too long. I understand it after a couple of those, how to do that part. But man, that's a bit too many blocks for my taste. Well, can't argue with the taste, said the cat who licked his own asshole. Alright, so there's a very clear pattern for this guy, and I actually love it. It's a pretty clever one. It reminds me of Rainbow Man from Mega Man Unlimited. It's kind of like a reversed Rainbow Man, in a sense. If you watch this and you've played Mega Man Unlimited, you'll understand what I mean. So this guy can easily, and when I say easily, by a veteran, can be easily no-missed. After a couple of tries. I like that. And I like how the background in the window is now black when we're at the boss. Now that... it's a bit more difficult attack he does. And he doesn't... I think he should ding my shot when he has the shield up. So why does my shot go through the shield and through him? I would rather it ricochet off. But that's a minor thing. I really like the boss, very well done. It's easy to learn and it's fun. My apologies, I keep jumping instead of sliding. My, I think it's my controller. So I have to open it up and clean it up a bit. But what I mean to do there is slide, not jump at him like here. So yeah, I definitely have to... maybe it's the game, I'm not sure. But I'm guessing right now it's the controller. That attack is a bit more difficult to avoid. I can't always see it coming like that. He just raped me totally. I was doing so well. But he gets me off guard when he does that ground attack. Because he does it so rarely that I sometimes don't see it coming. That's the only part where it can kind of get you. But overall, like that attack, it's a bit more difficult than the rest. Oh, Jesus. He just cornered me there. But overall, I do like this boss. It's a fun battle. Works pretty well. Some minor quirks that could have been fixed with this, but overall I really like it. Not perfect, but who's perfect? Binge watches all of Case Mega Man. Yeah, very enjoyable. I keep shooting him when he's shield, so that's kind of harder when he gets close, but also dodgeable. As you can see, even though when he gets close, you can still dodge it. Oops. Shit! That attack is so brutal. I'm sure you can dodge it, just when I'm talking at the same time, it's a bit hectic. Oh, Jesus! Well, let's get rid of him. We've already seen what he does. Yep, there we go. Why do I guess these weaknesses on the first go here? Of course a leaf destroys electricity, that just makes sense. So the stage was a bit gimmicky and it repeated too much of the same dead block phenomenon, but other than that I did enjoy the stage. Bit too repetitious. Like I feel like it overdid itself a bit. So I guess we have missed a letter from Soakman. We'll better we're gonna get it later, or I'm gonna get it off screen. But we'll get it regardless. Actually, let's go check where the letter is in Soakman stage. Because I'm really intrigued now, because I missed it apparently. Oh, we just go left here. Oh boy. Well, that was easy to miss apparently. And now we got the letter, can we just exit the stage somehow? B for help. Oh, it has explanations for all the weapons. Nice. Can extinguish some fires. So I assume that's good in Coleman stage. It is pretty nice to know. Hold up or down to change the angle. If you hold B long enough, you become in. Oh, that would have been nice to know earlier. So that's what the blinking was. It wasn't apparent to me. These are all nice. Alright, but I can't exit this stage unless I game over myself. I was kinda hoping for a way to get out of the stage, but now we're gonna have to beat it. Which, I wonder if the boss is still there or if it's gone. Oh, nice! The first game ever to do what I've asked for. You can fast switch on a transition. Nice. Very nice. This is phenomenal. Kudos for that. I've been asking for that for so long. Finally someone made it happen. Like this developer thought of everything. Nice, the boss is gone. Time for Wizard Man. No, for no apparent reason. That sprite is pretty cool. Pretty typical for a wizard. That's a very common look, if you wanna think about it that way. The colors are pretty good. So these mets are a bit different than your original mets. They will shoot when you shoot. So you have to be careful. I do like the design. The arrows tell that it's okay to go down here. And boop! Come down from the top. Yeah, I think it's definitely my controller that's messing up here. So I'll have to open it up and clean it. So we have some gravity gimmicks in this stage. So these are kind of like the fat mitts from Mega Man 10 in Pump Man stage, where you have to kind of juke them. Now this guy we didn't get to actually see. I'm sure we'll see him again. There we are. So his shots are kind of like Magma Man's weapon, in that they work the same way. It's a bit of an annoying enemy. I'm not a huge fan of enemies that appear and disappear. It's a very risky field, and again, enemies like this, you have no like there. That is exactly why I don't like enemy types like this. Because they just appear and disappear, and they can just appear on top of you for no reason that you would actually find out easily. Or me, for that matter. That's what I mean. So it's a very dangerous field to do enemy designs like this. And this guy you learn by taking damage, what he does. And really rough, you have to like slide like that to avoid it, at least that's what I think. So what you end up doing a stage like this, you end up going fast, because you don't want to deal with these enemies, because they are so hard to understand when you're trying to move a bit faster. Here's when the background is a bit in the way. It kind of looks like this post is obstructing you, when in fact it isn't, so the background is a bit in the way. But it's like, I don't think anyone's that dumb that they would actually think that it's in the way. So I really like the colors. Reminds me of Tailspin, this stage. Like this guy, I'm so annoyed with it already. Not one of my favorite designs, that's for sure. This stage is very cryptic when it comes to enemies. There's a lot to learn. And enemies like this is a bit... the enemy designs are just not made for me. I don't necessarily like them that much. It's probably just a little personal thing. But I like to tell you that anyway, because it's not something I'd put into my game. So here you end up, probably most people are gonna end up doing this here, because they're not gonna realize that you have to cross the Yoku blocks. But this is what I love about this. It's a long stretch of Yoku blocks, and if you do end up making a mistake, you can just repeat the section again. You don't have to die every time. Man, if they did this for Heatman stage back in the day, it would have been cool. That was, but then again the checkpoint was very close. This is a long stretch of blocks. What you pretty much have to do is learn this. There's no other way around it. So let's count the blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is the one where there's 2. Okay, so 10 is the magic number there. Now that we know, it's easier. Again, what are these? Okay, they hurt you. Lesson learned. Again, by taking damage you learn. They kinda look like power-ups. Maybe I'm dumb. So we have the Gravity Man sound effect here. This is a bit trickier than it actually needs to be. You almost have to be pixel perfect when you're doing these transitions here. I'm not sure I like this. It's kinda... I'm just bad at things like this, so... Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I need to know. Maybe I need to shut my fucking mouth about this part. Yes, as I would say, not for me. It's a bit too long for my taste and a bit too hectic. You have to be so precise. Let's go up here and take the bolts. Oh, but we skipped the ladder that way. And we can't go back. Like right here, when it's absolutely needed to go back, you can't. So why was I able to backtrack in the other stage and not here when I really need it? That's a bit of a piss poor move. And when you can't grab these things with the leaf boomerang, it's kind of like, alright, let's kill ourselves. So, at least the pity's there, I mean, but... no, it's not... And again, now I went here again and I'll take these bolts here. And what ends up happening again is that I have to kill myself. Because I want the letter, so again... Just because of the bolts, I need to kill myself a second time. So apparently the bolts don't come back, but the energies do for some reason, and the lives. I think lives, not sure. So now we go down here and we get our letters. That's kinda... Yeah, it's a bit too punishing. I don't like that. Oh man, I don't like the reappearing enemies. Like, this stage, as what comes to enemies, is my least favorite so far. It's too gimmicky and there's too much random shit going on. Even though I know it's not random. But, you know what I mean. Oh, okay. I was like, how do you pass this then? Ah, it's a worm. I'm actually a fan of worms. In many ways. Like the section in Bart vs. the World, where you're following the little worm platform. That's like one of my favorite parts in the game. But man, the Yoku blocks are a bit glitched. As you can see, if you end up inside them, you're struggling to make it on top of them. So yeah, it's glitching a bit. But other than that, I don't see any major flaws with it. I just can't seem to make this jump like there. You have to be careful, because that's extremely like... it's almost like trolling me. Like, I know how to do it, but it's just grinding my gear, so to speak, at this point. Like, see how close that is. I was sure I was gonna make that. This is quite rather bullshit. Am I really this bad at this? There we go. I was just doing it wrong. No, it's a bit rough. Whoa. This is actually fun. Very creative. I love it when developers get creative. Except those enemies, and these enemies, and every enemy in the stage. But other than that, one of the better looking stages in the game. Huh, I wonder if there's a secret. Oh, that's a wall? Huh. Is it really gonna spell Mega Beam? Or Mega Beat? Mega Beam, that would be fun. Magnet Beam version 2. I think more fan games should do more Magnet Beam. It's a fun utility. I really like it. So, not a terrible stage, just maybe I don't agree with most of the design choices in this stage. It's okay, I guess. It's just not my style. I don't like cryptic shit. And the enemies were just kind of like, boo, here I am, take a hit. So how do you dodge this magic beam? There we go, that's one way. Well, like there, if you try to dodge those projectiles, you'll just end up getting hit by the clone, so that's kind of like, Of course, as we've seen, there's patterns to most, if not all of these bosses, so there's a way to deal with all of them, supposedly. It's a bit rough for beginners, this boss, I would assume. And without the weakness. It's a hectic fight with the Buster, for sure, but it is doable, as you can see. Very much. Holy shit! Like, attacks like that, there's really no time for me to know what he's gonna do. He'll just... like, 1 second he's doing an animation, and the next thing you know, you've already gotten hit. Because he doesn't allow the player to adjust what he's like there. That's almost impossible to dodge the first time, or even the first 10 times, really, or just trying to learn it. So that attack is so fast, and now I'm scared that he'll do it again, and I'll start jumping like frantically here, and waiting for that fearful attack he does. So let's see how well he shows that he's gonna do the icicle attack, because that really is a bitch. So what kind of a tail is there for that? Let's see when he does it again. What kind of a graphic? Because I haven't seen the graphic yet, because he just hits me immediately without me knowing what he's gonna do. So, like, all of these others, they're doable. Like, all of the other attacks he does are fine, but the icicle attack is a bit rough. So maybe he only does it when I hit him? Maybe they're... like, everything else is doable here. Now he's not doing that. No, there we go. Like, holy shit. Oh god! He's like chill, man. He can just rape you if he wants. But I do like the boss. It's... ah, fuck! There's probably a tail for that, but there's so little time to react. Ooh! There we go. Like, okay. So the arms have these little blue balls around them when he's gonna do the icicle attack. But it's like 0.5 seconds or even less than that. So you really have to be on your toes to dodge that. Like, let's see if we can dodge. There we go. You kinda have to practice this a lot if you wanna dodge that. Ah! There we go. Like, it's doable. I can't judge the attack because I learned how to dodge it, but I think it's a bit too much when he can do it 2 times in a row. Like, that's a bit too much, I think. But other than that, very good fight, very enjoyable. Just maybe not do the icicle attack twice in a row, because that's a bit ridiculous. But everything else this guy does I really like. Like, you can easily learn this boss, and it's a fun time. Well done. Very well done. If you agreed on what I said, leave a like. If you disagreed, leave a dislike, and I'll meet you on the next episode.